Can you graph an algebra inequality with a parabola? Have you ever wondered if you can graph an algebra inequality using a parabola? It's a great question, and the answer is yes. Let's break it down together. When dealing with quadratic inequalities, you are working with expressions that include a variable squared, like x squared. To start graphing a quadratic inequality, first, treat it as an equation. For example, if your inequality is y less than x squared plus bx plus c, replace the inequality sign with an equals sign. This means you will first graph the equation y equals x squared plus bx plus c. This graph will be your boundary line. Next, you need to determine what type of boundary line you will use. If your inequality includes equality, like less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, you will use a solid curve. This indicates that points on the parabola satisfy the inequality. If your inequality is strict, like less than or greater than, use a dashed curve. This means points on the parabola do not satisfy the inequality. Now let's identify the region to shade. The solution to the inequality is where the inequality holds true. For instance, if you have y less than x squared plus bx plus c, you will shade the area below the parabola. Conversely, if the inequality is y greater than x squared plus bx plus c, you will shade the area above the parabola. To confirm you shaded the correct region, pick a test point that is not on the parabola. A common choice is the point 0, 0, unless it lies on the curve. Substitute the coordinates of your test point into the inequality. If the inequality is true for that point, shade the region containing it. If it is false, shade the opposite side. Also, consider the shape of the parabola and its vertex. The parabola can open upward or downward, and its vertex is the highest or lowest point. This information helps you understand where the graph lies in relation to the x-axis or y-axis. This is especially important when the inequality involves just one variable, like x. For example, if your inequality is x squared minus for less than 0, first find the x-intercepts by solving x squared minus for equals 0. This gives you equals negative 2 and x equals 2. Since the parabola opens upward, it is below the x-axis between these points. Therefore, the solution to the inequality is the interval between negative 2 and 2. In the case of two-variable inequalities, such as y greater than x squared minus 2x minus 3, you will graph the parabola y equals x squared minus 2x minus 3. Then, shade the region above it because y is greater than the quadratic expression. Graphing quadratic inequalities is a fantastic way to visualize solutions. It shows how the parabola divides the coordinate plane into regions that satisfy or do not satisfy the inequality. This method makes it easier to grasp the fundamentals of algebra by connecting algebraic expressions with their graphical representations. So, grab your graphing tools and start practicing.